Hey, everybody, it's time for another good word from God's Word. I hope you're having a great week. I know this week has been good for me. It's been a little busy, but every week is busy, really, because, and it's life, really, if you think about it. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being healthy. So today's verse comes from John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13. And in case you didn't have that memorized, I'll read it for you real quick. It says, I verse I'll start in verse 11. I have told you this so that you may have joy, so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You see, what's happening here in John 15 is that Jesus is talking to his disciples. This is the final conversation that he's having with them at the Last Supper, and he's saying to them, like, love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has anyone than laid down his life for his friends. And then Jesus, literally the next day, goes and dies on the cross for everybody. And so, what we have to do is we have to ask ourselves, how do we love each other as Jesus has loved us? That's a difficult question, and it's hard to kind of wrap your mind around. Like, how do I love people as much as Jesus has loved me? I mean, that's like, does that mean that, like, I'm going to take a bullet from someone? Does that mean that I'm going to do whatever I can to defend someone? And for some people, that is the truth. That is what they do. But another question that I want to ask you that may help you kind of understand this is that whenever you're in conflict or you're trying to figure out what the best thing to do is, you have to ask yourself the question, what does love require of me? So here's what does love require of me? So when you're in an argument and you know that you're right, or you're just angry and you're mad at someone, ask yourself the question, what does love require of me? Does it require forgiveness? Does it require a confession? Does it require for you to calm down and maybe think about their point of view? Or maybe you see someone that's in need and you're like, I just don't know. Maybe they're just going to waste the money. Maybe they're just not going to take care of it. Ask yourself the question, what does love require of me? Because for Jesus, what love required of him was for him to take up his cross, get nailed to it, and die for you and for me. He made the ultimate sacrifice for us, even though we live 2,000 years after he did. And so, if we are to follow the example of Jesus, if we are to live like Jesus called us to be, then we have to love one another as he loved us. That's what he says. You will know that you are friends, that you will, Jesus says, you will know who are my friends by your love for one another. And we should do that as well. We should show our love for one another. So, whenever you're in a place where you have a decision to make, whether hard or easy, ask yourself the question, what does love require of me? It's a short devotional, but I hope it's a good one for you. And think about that question this week, especially if you get a little angry, you get a little frustrated with what's going on. What does love require of me? See you next week.